after the
Right
woo.
on time.
Right after the woo.
Welcome back to the Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Jim Gum, Jacob Mason, I'm Andy Morris. And the reason I said you were early, our radio listeners heard it, Jacob. Our stream listeners did not. I just activated the stream right after you cracked open a cold one.
That was probably one of the crispiest ones yet, too, unfortunately. That
was a good one.
That sounded really good in the mic.
So Jacob cracking open his energy drink. We're bringing the energy here on the Drive on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. For those of you that are watching on the video stream, our guy Austin Chadwick has been very patient with us. Let's just say that. He's been patient as we're trying to get things figured out here in the ESPN studio. A little bit different camera view today, right, Jim?
That's exactly right. So I think we are all three on the screen right now. So hooray.
So you're not staring at the back of Jacob's bald head anymore.
You're just staring at the front of Jacob's bald head.
I know that. I was about to say
I was waiting on it.
the back of my head's prettier than the front of it.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so right now we've got a final in the World Cup. Spain over Austria 3-0, Jim Gum.
Yeah, they put it to Austria, Spain. They may be the team, them and France may be the two teams to watch right now. They just look really strong.
Well, and unfortunately, that can't be a World Cup matchup because they're on the same
side.
Yeah. And so, really, I think it's going to come down to one of those two teams, and most likely Argentina is what I'm foreseeing. And, you know, I thought that I was pretty confident that we would make it to the quarters.
We being the United States.
Yes. Until what happened last night happened, and now like there really is question, and it's really unfortunate because it's probably the most egregious red card in World Cup history. Like I would dare to say that.
So again, the best player for Team USA goes down with the red card. Arguably the best player.
Okay. I don't know that he's the best. He's the
top scorer.
He's our best scorer.
Yeah.
He's our best offensive threat. Yeah. I think you could argue that Christian Pulisic as a whole, as a all-around player, may be better. But Flo Balogun as a striker gives something to the U.S. that they haven't had in a very long time. Not only is he a great finisher, but he's a big body. Like that's the part of this that I don't think people understand is he's a big guy that when you're crossing the ball into the box, he's going to be there and he's going to put pressure on every defensive back.
And once they assessed a red card, you just don't see that overturned. And so that was a
there is an appeal process, but it's basically like you can appeal, but we're going to have our refs back. We're not changing.
Yeah, it was 1-0 when that happened, and the United States we're only the second team to score a goal shorthanded. So we did score another goal after that, but that's very, very difficult to do because you're playing shorthanded the rest of the way.
36 minutes, and that's the good news about this. You watched a team with grit. You watched a team with fight in them, that had passion, that went out and found a way to do the impossible. And to be quite honest with you, yes, they scored on that set piece, but you remember we were talking about the spirit of the rule with the out at second?
Yes, when he slid on the walk, on the base on balls, he came off. After he touched it, he came off the base for like a millisecond. The tag was still on him, and so he was out because you don't get continuance like that. And like I said then, the spirit of the rule needs to be enforced instead of the letter of the law.
Right, and so that's where I feel like VAR comes into play with offsides. Like multiple times last night, the U.S. scored a goal, and you want to talk about the casual fan, right? The casual, like we're casual soccer fans, we're watching, but like the World Cup is a great opportunity to create a fan and for eyes to be on what you're watching. And I just get so I feel like it's so nitpicky. So you're telling me like the three of your toes are offsides, therefore that goal doesn't count when it was I don't feel like that's the spirit of what offsides is. Offsides,
it should be egregious.
Offside is to prevent guys from cherry picking, one, meaning like you can't sit behind the defenders and get a pass and then be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Number two, it's to prevent like an offensive player standing right in front of the goalie and basically blocking his view because he would be able to literally just take a one touch and then go. It's things like that. I get why the rule exists. I do. But it's almost being taken advantage of, and you're losing fans on it.
So real quick here, Jacob, I want to read this headline on ESPN.com. The United States men's national team cannot appeal the Balogun red card and could face extended World Cup ban. So
why that's I would like to know why. I'd love for you to read the rest of it, because literally everybody said you can do it, but it's just not going to happen.
And so the possible extended suspension is that FIFA's disciplinary panel regarded his challenge as far as I want to make sure I'm interpreting this correctly as I'm reading it, but. Yeah, so I'm going to have to read into this article a little bit to understand it. But this is my issue going back to the red card. It was obviously in the middle of a play where his eyes are on the ball, he's attacking the ball. They were kind of tangled up. I look at this as a football guy as if a corner was covering a receiver and something happened. And this is my disconnect from the soccer world. I was texting you guys during the game last night and was a little frustrated with some things. I said, as Americans, we shouldn't flop as much as everybody else. We should just tough some stuff out. Now, I'll say this. Those guys are logging some miles, logging some steps.
Oh, my gosh.
During those games. They're going and going. So there's a form of exhaustion that they're pushing through late in a game, continuing to go, having those gas tanks. It's very impressive. So sometimes, and you made the point, Jacob, you kind of need some of those breaks as a mental reset, to catch your breath, to allow your defense to get set. I understand that. Some of the flopping, though, when nothing even happens, dude, toughen up, push through it. As Americans, we should set the standard for that, opposed to everybody else. That's kind of where I stand on that. But during that specific play where Balogun got the red card, it was complete. If you see him step up and he's looking at his ankle and he shoves his cleats down right on his ankle and it's intentional, I'm all for a red card. He's got to sit the next game. I get it. But you've just taken the most impactful player, in my opinion. Jim said it. He's the top scorer for the United States men's national team. You've taken him out of the equation when every game is an elimination game. That is not good for the World Cup or the sport of soccer.
It was incidental contact.
Exactly.
It was not
incidental is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, and so there's no way he could have known where he was stepping. His head was in front of the defender.
Looking at the ball.
Yeah, it was in front of the defender's body. Once he realizes what's happening with his feet, like you can tell that he
pulled his leg up.
And that's ultimately where I have the problem with this. And unfortunately, though, the way the rules read, once you go to VAR, it's either a red card or it's no card. And they slowed it down intentionally, which, again, in my opinion, is misuse of VAR. VAR is you slow down for things like handballs, for like an offside. Like those are the type of things you slow down for. When you're looking to find intentionality, it's important that you play it at full speed. Every review that we saw last night was slowed down because we're seeing exactly what the ref is saying. Mm-hmm. It's slowed down to make that look like it was awful. When you slow it down frame by frame, sure, that looked like a pretty rough thing. When you look at it in its full context, it was incidental contact.
And I know I'm comparing apples and oranges here, but think back to the 2021 World Series when Charlie Morton gets his leg stepped on at first base. Can you imagine if the base runner was ejected and didn't get to play the next guy? Like,
exactly.
This is the highest stage of this sport, and you're taking a guy that people here recognize. People know his name here in the United States, and Jim said it, you said it, soccer's probably about our fifth most popular sport in the United States. And you're eliminating him from a knockout round game in the round of 16. He has no influence. He doesn't get to put his jersey. It is moronic to me. And Jim mentioned in our group text last night that we had going on while this game was taking place that it's kind of comparable to the targeting rule in college football. Mm-hmm. At least the next game, it's only 2 quarters. That guy still gets to impact the next game.
Yeah,
I still think that
and that's a flawed rule.
Yeah, I still think that's a flawed rule. Like,
I do too.
I am almost the one thing I can agree on in soccer is like the 2 yellows equals a red. That's how I feel about targeting it. If you get 2 plays that you're like, hey, that was a targeting 15-yard penalty, one more and you're out of here.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that if they move that to how targeting worked. But the automatic red on a play that there was no intention, and you literally, if you watch the videos, go back and it's all over TikTok, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. The nation is watching. Like,
The world is watching.
I know, but a nation that doesn't care about, quote unquote, care about
Yeah,
soccer,
that's true.
it's the fit. Like, you've got a whole nation rallying together, the most momentum that soccer has ever had here, and you're going to pull the premier scorer for that squad over something that Messi did a week ago that you never stopped and reviewed.
Yeah.
So you're okay not pulling Messi
A little
out.
favoritism there.
You're okay not pulling Messi out of a game because he's FIFA's love child.
And there again, different officials officiate differently. And unfortunately, we had an official who's a little bit more on the side of giving a red card.
But see, I disagree with that as well. Christian Pulisic was drugged to the ground on a run where he's at the goal and nothing was called.
Handful of uniform.
Bar none. Like, that should have been a yellow. You've got Balogun that's going into the box. He hits it off his shin. You want to know why it's off his shin and not his foot? Because he's being drugged down from behind.
Yes.
Yep.
You have a cross that comes over to Balogun.
And that was on a potential scoring play.
Yes, it hit the top of the crossbar. Then you've got a cross that's coming into Balogun, and Balogun can't even jump because he's got a defender on his back. They didn't want to pull the cards all night long.
If you guys haven't figured it out, the world wants to see USA defeated. The world wants to see USA lose. They don't want to see USA succeed in something else that they're not supposed to succeed in. They don't want to see it. So I'm pulling that card. I'm pulling that card out.
I mean,
the conspiracy card.
it's hard not to, especially when this official has been known for this before. Egregious reds in different tournaments that affect the outcomes of how they. You can look back to
if he
Brazil
does this, he's done it to other countries, not just the United
Yeah.
States. So
Yes.
you can't use that against the United States.
I'm using it.
Andy's using it. He's pulling out
Well, I mean, you can say that about that individual, but who pulls?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Who pulls the strings?
right.
FIFA doesn't. If FIFA doesn't want us to be good at soccer because they want it to stay.
The Angel Hernandez of soccer officiating was out on the field last night. Or is that what you're saying?
They're still angry over the fact that we don't call it football. So they're like, listen, if FIFA said if USA is going to continue to call it soccer, we're out to
Hey,
get
the
them.
Americans, they won the gold medal in ice hockey, man. We gotta keep them down. man.
On a positive note, all the things we talked about,
Oh, Lord.
again, Team USA advances to the round of 16 with a 2-0 win over Bosnia. Going to take on Belgium Monday. Excited about that matchup. This is historic. I don't know how long you guys watched after the game, the post-game show. The amount of American fans, U.S. fans that came out to the set, the Fox set that was there, and you see some former United States men's national team greats up there on that set and how passionate they were. This is a big moment. As frustrated as we are, looking ahead saying, well, hey, now we don't have our quarterback is how I kind of look at this. Yeah. As frustrated as we are with this, we need to be celebrating advancing in this bracket because what a monumental moment for the United States.
Well, and I don't want people to think that I just think America is done either. Like, I go from that Belgium game with Flo playing, I look at that as a 2-0, 3-0 type game. Like, I really do think that the U.S., if they play how they're supposed to play, because like the famous chocolate with Belgium, they're a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
We all know what Belgium's all about. Yesterday, they were down 2-0 to Senegal late.
Yeah.
And they win that game 3-2.
Yeah,
and
like,
that's how explosive they can be at any moment too.
They've been kind of all over the board this whole tournament. So like you look at it and you're like, you have no idea. But now I'm looking at it. If the U.S. is going to win, it's going to be like a 1-0 game. It's going to be they're going to have to continue to play great defense like they have. They put up a bunch of zeros up on the board, which has been great throughout this tournament. But you're looking at it. You just played them in a friendly a few months ago, and they beat you 5-2. I think it's 5-2, 5-3, something like that. So, I don't know, man. I do think we've got a really good shot.
Defense is playing great right now.
Yeah. Did you know that our goalie went to Harvard?
Did not know that. Ivy League cat, huh?
Yes. And so he was invited when he was going to school. He was invited out to Manchester City. That's how talented he was, but he elected to go to Harvard. He wrote I'm pretty sure his thesis paper on free kicks, not free kicks, PKs.
Oh, wow.
And yes, and so he's big into analytics and data and all stuff like that.
Interesting.
And he's not releasing his findings until after he's retired. Like, he's given the papers over, let them be great. But we have a guy at the back of the net who hadn't had to work all that hard until 36 minutes straight of an assault of Bosnia.
And what a great 36 minutes played by him, by the way.
Yeah.
Misjudged that one, was able to get back to it, get his fingers on it, knock it clear of a potential goal for Bosnia.
That is interesting, too.
Yes. So, but big analytics guy, which kind of falls in line with U.S. sports in general. I think we've turned to a lot of analytics in the MLB and all kinds of sports, really. But
kind of like the going for two in football early or just out of the whim. It used to be you only went for two when you had to do it. Now they've analytics say, no, go for it now instead of later on.
And Tillman's the one who scored the free kick goal, correct?
I believe you're right.
Somebody look that up for me. I'm 95% sure it was. Can we talk about the difficulty of that?
Hey, I just want to point out,
an awesome shot.
We have spent 16 minutes, almost 16 minutes on our first segment here talking straight up soccer. So soccer fans, quit giving us grief. We're talking United States men's national team, their big 2-0 victory over Bosnia.
And like, honestly, probably one of the biggest shots in U.S. soccer history. You've got 10 guys on the field. You're down a man. You've got a really, really tough shot. Like, that's sitting right outside the box. You've got about 20 yards to work with. He hits it with the side of his foot with an up but sweeping motion, which then creates an
overspin.
But it also is bending.
Yeah,
that
bending
is bending towards the near post while also dropping, and it cleared.
That was Malik Tillman, by the way.
It cleared the defender's head by 1 inch.
Looked like a slider.
Yes, it was awesome.
It looked like a slider in baseball.
And so to do that in that moment, in that biggest stage, like that was huge.
Those guys are so talented. They practice those shots, and it's amazing to watch.
The way they can spin that ball.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And I don't know if y'all realize this. Did y'all watch the back and forth, them trying to decide whether he was going to attempt that shot or whether they were going to go with a set play? And they said, well, it looks like Tillman won. It looks like he's going to be backing up to get a little extra power here. And then absolutely drills
it. It was a perfect shot. Perfect shot.
Drills it. So there's my U.S. soccer rant of the day. I thoroughly enjoyed last night.
I did too. I watched the entire game.
Yeah.
The entire game. My wife and I sat and watched it. We really enjoyed it. Again, would I like to see more scoring? Yes. But do I care because the United States came out on top? That's all I'm worried about.
Yeah, and see,
survive in advance, right?
That's
right.
That's where my nitpick with the offside stuff gets. Like, Christian Pulisic, in my opinion, yes, by the letter of the rule, offsides, just barely. When did we decide that it was going to be your toe was offsides?
Yeah.
Versus same with when Balogun scored his first one. Quite literally, like his left foot was offsides.
Yeah. Hey, before we take our first break, couple things I want to get to. Definitely some elite United States men's national team soccer coverage here to open up the show. But we talked and joked around yesterday how Bobby Bonilla Day, how we look forward to that. The Mets having to pay Bobby Bonilla essentially $1 million every year till what is it, year 2036?
I don't remember what year it is.
Something like that. Well, the Boston Red Sox today have officially made their final deferred payment to Manny Ramirez. His was a $2 million payment every July 1st from July 2011 to July 2026. So this was their final payment to Manny Ramirez.
Funny because all we ever hear is Bobby Bonilla Day. We never heard Manny Ramirez.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Excuse me, the first.
I think Bobby Bonilla is so unique just because of how long.
Yeah,
it
it's
was.
stretched out so many years, a couple decades.
Yeah, because what is it? 2031
It's unbelievable.
Is what it's going to go to, something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking it was 2036, but you may be closer.
It was one of the two. Those are the two numbers that popped in my head. It was either 31 or 36.
Hey, Dave Roberts, manager for the Los Angeles Dodgers, the fastest manager in MLB history, by the way, to make it to 1,000 wins. You could go ahead and lock up. Dave Roberts is going to be a Hall of Famer, I'd say, especially with the World Series that he has, not only as a manager with the Dodgers, but he had a pretty crucial role back in that 05 series where the Red Sox upset the Yankees coming back from down 3-0, beat the Cardinals in the World Series that year. So Dave Roberts is definitely...
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's definitely anticipating going into Cooperstown. With that, we are going to take our first break. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Also streaming on Facebook, ESPN Cleveland 101.3, and on YouTube, WCLE's YouTube page. Jim, tease them. What's next?
Yeah. When we come back, ESPN had a great article, if you want to look it up, the best players by jersey numbers in college football history. And, man, are there some interesting debates that we're going to have with this. Hey, you're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardee's.
Good morning. This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match alarm. We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready. Or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any 2 for just $5 for a limited time. Only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Happy 250th America. Davenport Fireworks is celebrating with a chance to win $3,000 worth of fireworks. Visit Davenport Fireworks for details. Located on Dalton Pike at the state line where everything is half price. Davenport Fireworks celebrating 250 years of American freedom. Now through June 30th, save $80 instantly when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. And get up to $80 back when you buy 4 Goodyear tires. Or save $70 instantly when you buy a set of 4 eligible Firestone tires. Visit Cleveland Tire Center, 4699 North Lee Highway, Cleveland, where the name says big savings.
All right, this just in from Andy Thompson at Cleveland Tire. Andy says, buy 3 Goodyear tires, get 1 free through the 4th of July. Thank you, Andy.
It's time to register for Bradley County Parks and Recreation, Youth Fall Ball, Baseball, and Softball. Register online at bradleyparks.com. Deadline is July 31st. bradleyparks.com or call 728-7035.
Buckner and Fike Funeral Home and Cremation has reopened under the leadership of Ralph Buckner Jr., renewing commitment to affordable, dignified care. Buckner and Fike Funeral Home and Cremation is here to provide the families of Cleveland and Bradley County with the most affordable, compassionate, and dignified funeral services available, restoring trust, strengthening community ties, and setting a new standard for affordability without compromising dignity. Visit BucknerFike.com.
Joint pain can put a real damper on living life without limitations. Whether you're suffering from arthritis, sports injuries, or chronic joint pain, Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics offers the complete range of surgical and non-surgical solutions tailored to your unique needs. Call us today at 423-624-2696 or visit sportmed.com to take the first step toward a happier, healthier you. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the Center for start-to-finish care.
Davenport Fireworks has lost their mind. Everything is half price at Davenport Fireworks. Everything half price. Davenport Fireworks, Dalton Pike at the state line.
34 years. That's how long Marsha Blackburn has been in politics. She ran for Congress, State Senate, Congress 8 more times, U.S. Senate twice. I voted for her, and I bet you did too. Now Marsha Blackburn wants to end her career as governor. We all owe Marsha our sincere thanks for her service, but we don't owe her the governor's office.
John Rose.
It's not a reward, it's a tough job for a tough, conservative CEO. I'm John Rose. Like President Trump and previous Tennessee governors, I'm a CEO. I grew 2 great technology companies. I created jobs. I made a payroll and made tough decisions. To run our state, we need someone who's run a business, not just someone who's run for office. I'm John Rose, and I'm applying to do the job.
For Governor, John Rose. Keep Tennessee, Tennessee. Paid for by Rose for Tennessee. Jeff Aiken, Treasurer.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardee's. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
The Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics Urgent Care in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday for walk-in care. If you prefer to plan ahead, online scheduling is available at sportmed.com. And listen, we don't want anyone messing with fireworks, blowing out on their hand, getting their hand blown up, and then having to go to Center for Sports Medicine. So be careful out there. But we say this every year, and every year there's somebody gets hurt. Right here in good old Cleveland, Tennessee, it happens every year. So just be careful out there.
Back it up, Terry. Have y'all seen that video?
That's a classic. That's one of those internet sensation videos. Back up, Terry. Come on, Terry. All right, Jim, let us know what we're doing now.
Okay. Today on ESPN.com, I saw this. ESPN has their list of the greatest college football players by jersey numbers, and they start with number 0 and they go all the way through 99. So we got 100 different guys here, and it's all an opinion, okay? But man, there are some ones that stand out, and they're just glaring. And it's so funny because all three of us, the first time we opened our mouths and went, "No way," was number 16.
I'm shook.
Number 16. They've got Trevor Lawrence, really good quarterback, took them to a national championship at Clemson. He was not a better college quarterback than Peyton Manning. I'm sorry, he just wasn't.
I consider myself a Trevor Lawrence fan. I like Trevor Lawrence. I do. But there's no way. And I know Peyton didn't win a Heisman Trophy. I know Peyton didn't win the national title.
And he didn't win this either.
Which don't get me started on the whole Heisman Trophy thing with him and Charles Woodson. We've hit on it on the show before. I'm not going to waste the time talking about how ridiculous I think that was. But when it comes down to Trevor Lawrence and Peyton Manning, if you tell me I've got to have a number 16 quarterbacking my team and I've got to pick between these two guys, there's no question. There's no hesitation. It's Peyton Manning.
Yep, I agree. And listen, and you're not supposed to use their professional career success. We're talking about strictly as a college football player. Peyton Manning, listen, he did everything he could to will Tennessee to wins. Florida just had better teams back then. They just did. And Spurrier was a better head coach than Fulmer. I hate to admit that too, but it's true. But, man, Peyton Manning, side by side against Trevor Lawrence.
You just made a lot of people mad, by the way.
I'm just saying that Peyton Manning, side by side with Trevor Lawrence, I'm picking Peyton Manning at the collegiate level, and I'm definitely picking him in the NFL. But at the college level, I'm picking Peyton Manning.
So I want to make sure I heard this correct. You said Steve Spurrier, no doubt, a better coach than Philip Fulmer.
I mean, I don't think there's much debate in my book. I mean, that's just my opinion.
The orange-blooded people right now are fired up over that comment.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
This could be a stump, Jacob, because maybe I'm in the minority here. Davey O'Brien for TCU.
What number? What looking
number
at?
8.
Number 8. Okay.
In 1936 to 1938, like I've never heard the name.
The Davey O'Brien Award,
quarterback award.
The Davey O'Brien Award.
Yeah, it's a quarterback award.
See, I knew there had to be a link here, but even then, I sit there and I look at it and say Julio Jones might be one of the best players I've ever seen.
And Lamar Jackson, when in college, was unstoppable at Louisville. He really was.
And I know this is where the technicality comes into play. Marcus Mariota, Lamar Jackson. A lot of people, you look at the professional career, no doubt, Lamar Jackson. It's not but Marcus Mariota at Oregon, he was special, man. He was good.
Won a Heisman. Listen, there's some other ones in here. Number 5, I disagree with this. Darren McFadden, really, really good running back, I should say, at Arkansas. No question about that. But Reggie Bush was a different type of cat. And listen, they got Christian McCaffrey when he was at Stanford, was an unbelievable player too.
Yeah.
But I would put Reggie Bush at number 5.
Number 5 for me is one of those ones that this is where I could see some spirited debate between the individuals on this list at number 5, because Darren McFadden, if you recall, those Arkansas teams, now the backfield was elite. The offensive line was elite.
Right.
But they weren't a USC that was built illegally, number one, by the way, with some recruiting violations where they had to vacate a lot of wins and national title and Heisman Trophy and all that good stuff. But those USC teams were so deep and so explosive all over the field that Reggie Bush, there's no denying, and I'm not just being a USC hater here as much as I do dislike USC. He had such an advantage with the guys he had around him. Darren McFadden was the target of Arkansas's offense, and they still could not stop him.
I'll tell you another one that stood out to me, and you guys may or may not remember this guy. Number 26, they've got Saquon Barkley, and I think Saquon Barkley was a tremendous running back there at Penn State. Sean Taylor's the best defensive back I've ever seen. He was safety for those great Miami teams, and he was awesome in the NFL too. To me, Sean Taylor should be the number 26 over Saquon Barkley because he was the best player on those Miami defensive teams.
Timeout.
That's how good he was.
Sticking down in the 305, Clinton Portis was also number 26. Clinton Portis was one of the best college running backs I've ever seen.
I've got one right here that is kind of debatable. Ricky Dixon from Oklahoma, number 29. I think you can make a real case for Minka Fitzpatrick at Alabama over him. Jarvis Jones was really good, but I think Minka Fitzpatrick's one of the best DBs I've ever seen.
I got to correct myself.
Safety.
Portis was number 28.
28?
Yep,
Okay.
just saved myself there.
Okay. But there's some debates on a lot of these. You got Tony Dorsett, number 33. You could go with Marcus Allen there easily. Herschel Walker, 34. Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, Walter Payton, Ricky Williams. You talk about
That's good company.
studs.
So I was going to save this question, but I feel like that's a great segue. Out of all of the numbers on this list, who do you feel like has the most talented or the best like grouping? So like the first one that popped off the page was when I was looking at this, I looked at that number 2 and I was like Deion, and then let me go back to it. You've got Deion, Cam Newton, Charles Woodson, and Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Chris Carter wore number 2 at Ohio State, just an FYI.
And then you look at that number 5, and you go Derek McFadden, LaDainian Thomas, and Reggie Bush, Christian McCaffrey.
That's all those guys. I'll sign me up. I'll take all of them.
And then,
or one of them.
Then you go. Then we're at 34, and it's Herschel Walker, Bo Jackson, Walter Payton, and Ricky Williams.
To me, there's no weakness there at all.
Did we ever talk about number 13, or did we just do that during the break?
We didn't talk about it on air.
Okay.
I think Marino should be number 30. They've got Caleb Williams, who is a Heisman Trophy winner at USC. I'm sorry, Dan Marino is the best number 13 that ever played college football. And I'm talking about just a college person, Dan Marino. He was awesome in college. Didn't play on the best teams in the world. Played on decent.
He carried those Pittsburgh teams.
Carried them. Gino Toretta was good. Tua was really good at Alabama. Dan Marino should be number 13.
I think it's crazy that they've already got Marvin Harrison Jr. as one of the best 18s.
No, see, I don't even agree with that.
So they've got Archie Manning at 18, but they've already got Marvin Harrison Jr. at 18.
There's a lot of recency bias in on this list. A lot of modern guys. I'm like, what about some of these guys from the 60s, 70s, and 80s? A lot of guys I think they've forgotten.
Yeah, 15 with Tim Tebow, of course. I think they nailed.
That's a good one.
I think he might be one of the best college football players of all time. Like, I think you could hit him and Herschel Walker are probably up there at 1 and 2, and I think there can be an argument.
Okay, here's one that bothered me when I saw it. You have to go all the way to the back page. Number 98. They've got Tom Harmon. He was a quarterback, halfback at Michigan back in the 30s and early 40s. I'm sorry, there was not a better linebacker at the collegiate level than Lawrence Taylor. He wore number 98 at North Carolina. When he came out, everyone was drooling over this guy, and he lived up to the advanced billing. Lawrence Taylor should be number 98. He's better than anyone else that's on this list. I totally disagree with Tom Harmon being over Lawrence Taylor. I mean,
yeah, LT, everyone obviously remembers what he did as a professional, but even in college, there's a reason that he was so sought after going into the NFL.
He was
awesome. Absolutely dominant. One that I want to talk about for a second here, kind of looking, and this kind of appeals to the younger crowd because this number's not been usable or around very long, the number 0. My guy Xavier Watts, who's now safety for the Atlanta Falcons, is number 1 on the list from Notre Dame. Big Xavier Watts fan. But then you look at some of these other names, Ollie Gordon from Oklahoma State, Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, Anthony Hill Jr. from Texas. This is only a few years old, being able to use that number 0. So that I find that number interesting.
Yeah,
disrespecting my big old tight end.
David Gabriel Georges from Baylor. He wants to wear number 0 when he gets in college. So
there's news on that as well. I don't know if y'all heard the news that Tennessee's looking to strike a long-term deal with
$1 million
for over $1 million,
Yeah.
but it'd be a long-term long-term thing. But Darnell Washington, number 0 for my Dogs.
That's right. I forgot about him.
He was a good one.
He was kind of overshadowed by Brock Bowers, but. Like you think when I think 0,
he's still with the Steelers.
Oh yeah, he signed a 4-year extension.
He's a good one. He's turned out to be much better than a lot of people thought.
Yeah,
because he did play in the shadows of Brock Bowers.
Yeah, he did. But he's such a weapon because he's huge and he's basically an extra left tackle.
He is a massive body, and I like the way Pittsburgh uses him, which, again, another conversation for another day. One thing that I do want to say real quick, and then I'll let you keep rolling with this, Jim. Our guy Stephen Shelton, he's going to have a fun little thing going that we're going to do here on the drive, our countdown to the opening kickoff of the college football season. We're going to count down the best of each number, starting at number 30 on the way down within the SEC. So really excited to do that. It's going to be on our social media. Again, follow us on Facebook, ESPN Cleveland 1013. We're going to have a lot of fun and a lot of debate with that as well.
What do y'all think about number 4?
Deshaun Watson, Champ Bailey, Dalvin Cook, Jeremiah Love. That's a deep class right there.
I'm trying to remind myself of how good Deshaun Watson was.
He was awesome.
He was solid.
Oh, I know.
I'm a little biased towards Jeremiah Love. I think any other year he's probably winning the Heisman Trophy. What Fernando Mendoza did, no one was going to beat him.
And Champ Bailey, his numbers were better than Charles Woodson's.
Yes,
yeah.
they were.
Woodson's Heisman year.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Watson, again, at Clemson, I look at those early successful Clemson teams. When I say early in the Dabo stretch of things, Deshaun Watson was an absolute dude. I mean, he would take games over. He could make all the passes on the field. He could throw the ball downfield. He knew when to tuck and run. He was a good quarterback.
Remember what Dabo Sweeney said to him? He goes, he's going to be like Michael Jordan. He says he's a trendsetter at the collegiate level. And that's what Dabo Sweeney said about Deshaun Watson when he came out. So he was an awesome football player there. And I'll tell you one other one. Oh, gosh. Where was it? Oh, number 44. Flip on number 44. Jim Brown, number 44. Ernie Davis, number 44. Floyd Little. All these guys from Syracuse were number 44. And then you got Brian Bosworth, the Boz at number 44.
The Boz, man.
But I think it's so cool because number 44 at Syracuse is one of those, they give it to the best player. And I think that's really cool.
And I believe we have a caller on our volunteer Ridipest phone line. Caller, who we got?
This is, I'm going to remain anonymous, but
we got him, Jeff.
Here's the deal. If I were Jim Gum, I understand that there are now protesters. Actually the protesters that gathered for my Marsha Blackburn interview are now gathered around his car outside the station.
Yeah.
I don't know. They all have Phil Fulmer shirts on.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Steve only calls in when we're going over coaches, all-time coaches, so he got on to me when I said Krzyzewski over Wooden. Now he's getting on to me because I go Spurrier over Fulmer. Come on.
I think at one point you also bashed Red Auerbach from the Celtics, Jim, just to get everybody fired up.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
You stomped on his grave.
Listen.
Let me say this. I'm really enjoying the show. I just dropped my dog off at Paws and Claws. Shout out to them. Maybe I'll get a discount. Anyway, no, I'm enjoying the program. I really am. And, yeah, I heard you, Andy. Shelton's got that thing coming up to kick off or countdown to college football.
Yeah.
This is a fascinating list. But, Jim, seriously, tell me why Spurrier's better than my friend Philip Fulmer.
The numbers don't lie. I'll just say it like that.
Are you basing it off head-to-head as well between the two?
He won head-to-head. I know they both only won one national championship. I get that. But Spurrier changed the way football is played in the Southeastern Conference. Everyone always said, you can't throw it all over the lot. You can't throw it all over the lot. You have to run it. You have to run it. Spurrier said, we'll just see about that. And he changed the way football is played in the SEC.
Hey, Jacob, look up, seriously, what's the win-loss, or Andy, what's the win-loss comparison between Spurrier and Fulmer? And this is funny because so we've got a Georgia fan, a Notre Dame fan, and an Ohio State fan doing this broadcast. And,
now
and
listen,
so I'm the only. Go ahead.
Are we going to include Spurrier's record at Duke? Because that's going to hurt his winning percentage. Or are we just going to do when he was at Florida?
So Steve Spurrier.
Oh, I don't care. Whatever.
So Steve Spurrier holds a 9-5 overall head-to-head record against Philip Fulmer.
Well, what about the overall
his
coaching
all-time
record?
his all-time one-loss record? Come on, look that up real quick,
So
Andy.
between Duke,
I know Georgia.
Now here's the thing. I hate Steve Spurrier. As a Georgia fan, like, you want to talk about somebody that was able to get under my skin. Like, I wasn't even able to look at a visor until Kirby Smart started wearing it.
Oh, okay.
And so there's no love lost here for me. But with that being said, this picture is going to be painted a little bit differently because you got to look at Duke and also his South Carolina stint where they were not very good.
That's true.
Yes.
I'm just talking about the Spurrier at Florida.
So all-time collegiate head coaching record for Steve Spurrier's 228 wins, 89 losses, and 2 ties. And Philip Fulmer is 152 wins and 52 losses.
What's the winning percentage? Does it have that?
For Spurrier, it's 218. For Philip Fulmer, it's 745.
That can't be 218.
No, it can't be because it's two.
That's what I'm reading here.
I mean, obviously that's wrong.
He's a digital media teacher. He is not a math
That's right.
professor.
I'm not a math.
Lay off.
I'm just reading what's in front of me. That's how this is going right now.
Well,
obviously that's right.
And I love Spurrier. I think I love Spurrier. But even though I'm a UT fan, and I agree with Jim a little bit, but at the same time, give me Fulmer every time. I mean, maybe it's just I am
Take
biased,
your orange glasses off there, Heartline.
Hey, Steve,
Well,
I'm going to dive into this and get the correct winning percentage on that. But what did you say you're doing right now?
He took his dog to
I just dropped my dog off.
Hey, in honor of your dog, number 7, Michael Vick is number 1 on the list.
He was my dog with the Falcons.
He was. Hey, the DVD they had going on down there, Dun Vic Duckett, was one of the best. But
okay.
Well, it's a great debate. I had to call in for my man Fulmer, and now he was going to call in for the season. Now he's not.
So I guess the way what we need to do, if we just talk greatest coaches, this prompts Steve Hartline to give us a call. At least the last couple times it has.
Yeah. Well,
especially when
now
he disagrees with Jim.
Your fever dream that Coach K is better than Coach Wooden. I mean, that doesn't even deserve a response. I mean, that was like, I mean, that'd be equal to a Lazarus miracle if that was the case. But
oh Lord!
Now this is a better little debate. I mean, I love Spurrier. I do. I tell you,
the head ball coach.
By the way, 718 is Steve Spurrier's winning percentage.
So
what was Fulmer?
718 to what?
Right. Now I got to pull it back up, guys.
I feel like it's election night.
Now, Steve, I feel like that was a dig at me because I was the one putting him into the computer.
Absolutely, Jacob. Philip Fulmer's 745.
So he does have a high all-time winning percentage, but because Spurrier is hurt by Duke and South Carolina, but it is what it is.
Hey, let me ask one question, you guys, and I'll let you go. Didn't you think Spurrier would have been a good TV analyst?
He's one of the most comical people.
Yes.
I think he would have been great. That's why I hated.
What happened?
He kept on wanting to coach. I think he coached past his welcome. To be honest with you.
I think him going to the NFL, that stint that he had with the Redskins. Just kind of, I think after that was completed, and he, obviously what he did going back to South Carolina, I think he almost just needed a break from football.
He could be the next Lee Corso, honestly, with his quick wit and everything.
Well, his one-liners when it came to Tennessee specifically.
Can't spell citrus without UT.
Such funny stuff.
He was
All
notorious.
Right, happy 4th of July.
All right, man.
Hey, same to you, Steve.
We'll talk soon. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I guess we need to hit a break.
The boss man, Steve Hartline.
It's funny. We talk about college coaches. He calls in. We talk about Fulmer and Spurrier. He calls in.
Well, Steve is a big fan of the debate series that we do here on the Drive, so definitely going to incorporate more of those.
That's true.
Just to get Steve to come out of the mixed studio.
Okay, before we go to break, I'm going to ask both y'all. You got Spurrier and you got Fulmer. Who you want as your head
Fulmer.
coach?
You're taking Fulmer?
Yeah, you can have Spurrier. I'll take Phillip.
I'm taking Spurrier.
Okay, so it's two
in their primes. In their primes, I'm taking Spurrier.
I was a big Phillip Fulmer fan. I definitely liked what he was able to do. I think he was treated wrong.
Oh, there's no doubt. When they fired him,
This is making me sick to say. We need to move on to a different topic. When I say like my childhood, one person controlled my happiness. They owned us during that time too. Like
they did.
I mean,
they owned the entire SEC.
That was a Mark Richt era at Georgia, and listen, such a
little Jim Donnan
solid group that both of those guys had at Georgia, but just not quite able to get over the hump. That goes to show you when we talk about these lists of current who are the best coaches, Kirby Smart has to be in everybody's top three. There's no debate.
Yeah.
Hey, you are listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. When we come back, going to talk a little Atlanta Braves baseball and whatever else Jim wants to throw at us. That's kind of how today's show's been.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardee's.
A most elevated experience has arrived at Hardee's. Prime rib. Tender, succulent prime rib. Bathed in au jus. Placed upon char-broiled Angus beef. The new prime rib experience with a burger exuding fancy flavor at a not-so-fancy price. Just $5.99 for My Rewards members on the app for a limited time. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included. Not valid for use within a combo or in combination with any other offer or discount.
Happy 250th America. Davenport Fireworks is celebrating with a chance to win $3,000 worth of fireworks. Visit Davenport Fireworks for details. Located on Dalton Pike at the state line where everything is half price. Davenport Fireworks celebrating 250 years of American freedom.
It's time to register for Bradley County Parks and Recreation Youth Fall Ball, Baseball, and Softball. Register online at bradleyparks.com. Deadline is July 31st. bradleyparks.com or call 728-7035.
Joint pain can put a real damper on living life without limitations. Whether you're suffering from arthritis, sports injuries, or chronic joint pain, Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics offers the complete range of surgical and non-surgical solutions tailored to your unique needs. Call us today at 423-624-2696 or visit sportmed.com to take the first step toward a happier, healthier you. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for start to finish care.
Need cash? Check. Behind on bills? Check. Unexpected car repair, broken appliance, surprise vet bill. Check, check, and check. Time to check into Cash, your one-stop money shop. Check all the boxes, all in one place. From payday loans to flex lines of credit, we've got solutions that move with you. The process is simple, quick, and designed to get you the help you need fast. If you've been approved, you can leave with cash in hand. Check Into Cash also offers check cashing, money orders, and wire transfers, all in one place. Check your worries at the door and check into a store to apply. We have stores in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens, or visit checkintocash.com to get started today. Check Into Cash. We fund today to make a better tomorrow. Subject to state regulations, eligibility, credit check, underwriting, and approval. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply. Visit a store for details.
Buckner and Fike Funeral Home and Cremation has reopened under the leadership of Ralph Buckner Jr., renewing commitment to affordable, dignified care. Buckner and Fike Funeral Home and Cremation is here to provide the families of Cleveland and Bradley County with the most affordable, compassionate, and dignified funeral services available, restoring trust, strengthening community ties, and setting a new standard for affordability without compromising dignity. Visit BucknerFike.com.
When you need a new roof, it's all about trust. Your home is too big an investment and you can't afford to make a mistake. Cleveland Plywood has the products and expertise you're looking for. Contractors have trusted them for over 50 years, and they carry only proven products from reputable suppliers like IKO. IKO Cambridge is one of the heaviest weight asphalt shingles you can buy, and their limited warranties are among the industry's best. Protect the investment you've made in your home. Go with the pros at Cleveland Plywood, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland. Call 472-3357.
Cleveland, the all-new Select Flooring and Remodeling is now open at 5555 North Lee Highway. We carry the top flooring brands you know and trust: Mohawk, Shaw, Engineered Floors, and United Weavers. We also specialize in home remodeling and roofing, delivering quality you can count on. Take advantage of 24 months interest-free credit. Come see us Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 2. Call us today at 423-889-3007. That's Select Flooring and Remodeling, 5555 North Lee Highway, Cleveland. From the floors to the roof, we've got you covered.
Hey y'all, this is Alfonso, General Manager over at Crown Cleveland. Please visit us online to see our entire used car inventory, all different makes and models, all different budget levels. Please give us an opportunity. Google Crown Cleveland.
Building your dream home. Don't guess on insulation. Get scientific facts and premium performance with independent insulation services.
Oh, we're very happy with it. Homes that we've lived in before, less than half the size, have had higher electricity bills.
For unmatched honesty, cleanliness, and long-term energy savings, choose the local experts.
We may not be the cheapest around, but I promise you one thing. If you'll trust us, you'll never have no one do a better job than what we'll do for you.
Call 423-716-3762 today.
Davenport Fireworks has lost their mind. Everything is half price at Davenport Fireworks. Everything half price. Davenport Fireworks, Dalton Pike at the state line.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardee's. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Welcome back to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland. Excited to be here. Andy Morris with Jim Gum and Jacob Mason. Jim, so real quick, we are going to go to Atlanta Braves, but I want you to preview the next segment we're going to hit on. With the greatest American patriotic sports moment.
The most patriotic sports event, and there's so many out there. You asked this off the air, and I was like, the first thing that came to my mind was Jim Craig, the goalie for the U.S. Olympic team in 1980, and I just thought of a really good one,
So, what we do, we want you to be a part of the conversation. Text us on the Warren and Griffin text line, 423-749-1013. Once again, the Warren and Griffin text line, 423-749-1013. What are your most patriotic sports moments that you can remember and enjoyed? It doesn't have to necessarily be the best, but one that you specifically liked. In honor, of course, July 4th coming up this weekend, celebrating our bicentennial. Man, I tell you what, I'm very, very excited.
Yep.
Are we doing Braves or are we doing sports?
Are you guys ready to do Braves? Is that what we're going to do?
Let's do Braves, man. Let's do Braves.
Okay. So last night, the Atlanta Braves finally back in the win column, 5-1 win over the St. Louis Cardinals. Excited to see a little bit of offensive production coming from the Atlanta Braves.
Ozzie Albies got it going, man.
He sure did.
That one.
2-hit night for Ozzie Albies. Also, Mauricio Dubon and Michael Harris continue to contribute. And, Jacob, I know after the game, Michael Harris had a little bit of fun with some of our World Cup soccer fans.
There's only one Michael Harris. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it was the English soccer fans that were posted up there in the outfield behind Michael Harris. And Michael Harris enjoyed every bit of that, even put out a little video on social media.
They asked for his jersey. One of the England guys threw his jersey down and was wanting to jersey swap with him. He's like, man, I'll get in trouble. I can't do that. He goes, what about your hat? And he looked at his hat, took it off, and he handed it up to him. And so they did a swap of some sort. So
that's pretty cool.
A fan, an English fan got to go home with a pretty cool token of
That's
memorabilia.
cool. That's cool.
Gets to rep the A on the hat from Michael Harris, though. That is pretty neat. And as I said, when I was at the game yesterday, there were a lot of Mexican fans there cheering on Mexico, and we'd hear the rumblings in the crowd. Jacob sent me a video, and those British fans were absolute comedy in the outfield there. And there was a great interview that Wiley Ballard did, kind of show. In the middle of the game, and it was such a good interview.
Hey, speaking of the patriotic and stuff like that, you should see the hat that Heartline got. It's the Atlanta Braves with the red, white, and blue, the patriotic hat.
I almost made that purchase yesterday. Almost made the purchase.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I didn't like
it's
the way
a great looking hat.
Yeah, I didn't like the way it fit my head, so I've got to order the low profile one.
Oh, you like the low profile?
Yeah, well, it doesn't stand up so high on my head, so I rock the low profile.
You know what I thought the U.S. has done a great job of across the board with all these fans? Like last night, believe in the Braves, they're playing Hey Jude. And the English fans are going bananas singing it.
Beatles, yeah.
And so, like, that we've done a great job of, like, bringing things that are important to their culture and celebrating them, knowing that they're there and celebrating them here in the U.S. It's been neat.
Yeah, going back to the Atlanta Braves, they are back home tonight. By the way, Renato Lopez, winning pitcher last night, back home for Game 2 of 3 against the Cardinals, trying to take the series. Big game here for Hurston Waldrop, getting him back in the rotation. Big deal for this rotation for the Braves. It is kind of not, you can't say been struggling, but been struggling with injuries as of late.
Yeah.
So he's taking on Dustin May, who's 5-6 with a 4.30 ERA. First pitch 7:15 on Mix 104.1 and pre and post game coverage right here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3, presented by Mountain View Nissan of Cleveland. So excited to see the Braves get back in a series win column potentially tonight. Now, to get to what we're excited to talk about.
Patriotic moments in sports.
Our favorite patriotic moments. So for me, I'm going to go ahead and throw mine out quick here. This is one that wrestling fans are going to recognize and remember, and people that follow the Olympics. But Rulon Gardner, who is the Greco-Roman heavyweight for the United States, he pulled off one of the best upsets in sports history over Alexander Karelin of Russia.
The Russian Bear.
The Russian Bear. You remember this. So
absolutely.
He had never been beaten, and Rulon Gardner upset him to win the Olympic gold. And when you look at the two side by side.
Physically, it's a mismatch.
Yeah, Rulon Gardner just pushed him to a place that he'd never been pushed before and was able to come out on top. And so as a big wrestling guy, that will forever stand out in my mind. That took place at the 2000 Sydney Olympics there in Australia.
That was a great one. My second one, and I already told you about Jim Craig, the hockey goalie for the U.S. team in 1980.
Which was the Miracle on Ice.
Miracle on Ice.
Rulon's was the Miracle on the mat.
He wrapped himself in an American flag. And I just remembered this one. Rick Monday, 1976, at Dodger Stadium, he was playing with the Cubs. Two guys run out on the field. They're getting ready to light an American flag on fire. And what does Rick Monday do? He swoops up behind it, yanks the flag out of their hands, and he saves the flag from being burned. And, man, everyone loved Rick Monday right after that.
One thing that a lot of people say, and Jacob, are you familiar with that moment when Rick Monday snatched the flag? Okay, so a lot of people are saying, hey, do you remember when Rick Monday was with the Dodgers? He later did play for the Dodgers.
He was with the Cubs.
He was on the Cubs. This took place in L.A., though.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's such a patriotic moment, protecting the flag. I love that one.
My favorite moment is probably when I'm not going to say it is. It's my favorite patriotic sports moment is when George Bush throws out the first pitch after 9/11.
That was awesome.
When they resume play, like there's a mini documentary series on it where like you see him talk to Jeter in the hallway and he basically looks at him and says, "Are you throwing it from the top of the mound?" And he goes, "Don't bounce it." And so then security is telling him like, hey, you got to wear this vest and you got to do this. And he goes, I can't throw with this vest on, and I'm not going out there in front of the world and showing them that we're afraid of anybody.
There you go.
And he goes out there without a vest on and delivers an absolute right down the middle strike.
I mean, absolutely
awesome.
Down the middle. And that was the greatest first pitch in sports history.
Especially right after just all the trauma that our country had been through with 9/11. That was one of those things that was just a symbol for, like, hey, we're strong, we're still here, we're still standing. That's a very, very good moment, Jacob. I like that one.
I like yours better than mine or even Andy's. I just think that's the best of all time.
Yeah, I mean, him denying. Why am I blanking on what their security detail is called?
Secret Service.
Secret Service, yeah.
Secret Service. Him denying Secret Service and saying, I'm not wearing a vest. I'm not going to go out there and show the world that we're afraid of anything. Like, it gives me chills thinking about it. And just the march out and looking at it and knowing that he's in a place that really didn't vote him to be there. Like, you're in New York. They were not pro-Bush, but in that moment.
Back then, they were pro-America.
Yeah, that's right.
So it just is such a special moment.
Yep, that is the. I think there may be a debate. No, there is no debate. That is the greatest patriotic moment in sports history, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think I can get on board with that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, this is a conversation that we could continue post 4th of July because I've got a lot of good ones running through my head. Unfortunately, we're running up against the end of the show here at 6 o'clock. Never fails. But what a fun topic that was to talk about, Jim. Your college football number's fun. We're going to continue that as we get closer within that 30-day mark to college football season.
Everyone have a great 4th, please.
Yeah, we want
a safe 4th.
Oh yeah, today is. I forget. We're not going to be on air tomorrow.
That's right.
That's right. So we are not here tomorrow, but long 4th of July weekend. Holiday that we're all going to enjoy. We hope you enjoy it too. Celebrate that red, white, and blue.
The biggest fireworks show ever in Washington, D.C. They said it's going to be like 80 times bigger than like what Macy's and all that does up there in New York. It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Once again, you've been listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. For Jacob Mason, Jim Gum, I'm Andy Morris. Have a great 4th of July weekend, everybody.
The new home for ESPN Radio is ESPN Cleveland.